here, you can eat everything. Eat if you want to chew the trees, chew them. Everything is yours. Eat. Then God said there's one particular tree. It is in the center of the garden called the tree of the knowledge of good and what? Evil. Thou shalt not even touch it. That is mine. God said that is mine. I've given you all, but this is mine. It's holiness unto me. Don't go near, don't touch it. Don't eat it. Eat everything else. This is a good deal. I said this is a good deal. Bible said that the serpent came to the woman and said, has God said you shouldn't eat anything? The woman said, no, God didn't say that. God is not with you. God said we can eat everything except this one. And the serpent said, oh no, God knows. This one is the one that you need, not the rest. This one. And Bible said the woman looked at it. And the devil caused the thing to be very pleasant. She looked at it and desired it. Like we see today in our television set, everything, all the advertisement, all the soap opera, all the super actors, actresses and super actors, celebrities. There's something they show. They are celebrities, their mansions and their shoes, and you see all those things. They are just things that make you appeal. They appeal to us. Our emotions, they are beautiful, yes. And the Bible said that when the woman looked at the thing, she picked it up and she ate. And after eating, she gave it to her husband, who was also with her, and he also ate. Immediately they finished eating, God came down. And God said, what have you done? The man said, no, this woman that you gave me, this woman. The woman said, I wasn't the one. The serpent came and deceived me. God pronounced a curse. Now watch this, watch this, watch this. The act of disobedience cuts across the world. And the greatest sin, the most dangerous sin in our lives today is the act of disobedience. And he said, Pastor, why are we disobeying God? We disobey God in so many areas of our lives. Because you see, we think that everything that we have is ours. This afternoon, I want you to change your concept. You are a steward. A steward means that this thing is God's property, and God says I should keep it for him. If Pastor Steve gives me $1,000 in my account and say, Pastor Charles, I have $1,000 I want you to keep for me. I said, okay, I have an account. Then I take the money and I put it in my account. Pastor Steve can even say that I don't know when I'll come for it. Then 24 hours he calls me and says, I'm coming for $500 out of the money. Should that be a problem? Should that be a problem? Whose money is it? His money is not my money. Are you hearing me? But here we go. Look at, watch this carefully. Watch what happened in the Garden of Eden. God gave them everything, and God said, this is mine. Do you know that so many of us here, we are working, we don't even pay tithe, we don't even understand what tithe is. But the word tithe is a 1/10, 10%. And the tithe is a holy thing. Stay with me, I'm going to prove something to you. The tithe is only the thing that God wants from us. Yesterday I told them, they were laughing. The day your mother took seed of you, many women were pregnant. Some of them unfortunately had miscarriage. Some of them aborted. Some of them something happened. The day your mother gave birth to you, many women gave birth that same day. Some children didn't survive the next day. The day you attended school, many 23, 24, some of the children didn't see the second year. The day you graduated for university, many people graduated with you. If you should go back and trace them on Facebook, you will see obituary. It means that they are resting in peace. You, the day you first got your job, many people got a job with you. Some of them, they were fired. Some of them, due to sicknesses and ill health, they couldn't pursue the job. You are still there. You have been promoted. Now, look at you. Some of you, I saw you when you were coming from your country. You came alone. You were very single. You look like somebody who is half of your size. Today, by the grace of God, American dream has made you who you are by the grace of God. You have graduated. You have got a job. You have married. Your wedding was very wonderful and powerful. Not only that, God has given you wonderful children. You look at them and say, these are my children. Who told you that? God gave them to you. And then you work and you have money. And God says that everything you have, God gave them to you. And God said, I have an assignment in this world. There must be a church. My work should go on. We need to preach the gospel. We need to help people who are in need. We need to help orphans. We need to help poor people, the aged. And God said, every time you receive your salary, 90% of your money is yours. 10% bring it to the house, so that there will be enough money to run the work of God. You say, no, go. So every month they pay you 6,000. 1/10 of 6,000 is how much? 600. So they give you the 6,000, and then God said, give me 600 out of the 6,000. You say, God, 600. 600. The devil pointed to them and said, this is what you need, not what God gave you. The one that belongs to God is what you need. He said, God says you need it because God is lying to you. But there are so many fruits. No, this is the one. So when you think about $600 that you are giving to God, your head begins to spin. But while you are contemplating about the 600, what the devil makes you to forget is that while you are looking at 600, you have 5,400 all for yours, 90% yours. Yet the 600 that God said, give it to me, for me to use for the work I am doing in this world. You say, no. The 5,400 is mine. The 600 is also mine. Then you come to church on Sunday. Then you dream and you saw a bull. The pastor Steve is preaching. Pastor Steve says, is there anybody I can pray for? But I said a bull. How do you pronounce it here in America? Is it not a bull or a bar? Your you is a bull is that animal with the Wait, look at me. In the midst of the humor, listen carefully. You have taken the 5,400, and then the 600 becomes a tug of war between you and God. No, God, 600. Sometimes you and your wife, your husbands and wife, they are fighting because the wife is working. You receive 7,000. The man, the wife also receives 6,000. They all receive. So when they pick 700, which is 110, 700,000 for, sweetie, this is too much. Let us divide it into 10. The moment you are doing let us divide, God is looking at you because you look at them. The same devil is pointing you to the fruit 600 or 700, whereas you have 6,300, which is yours. God said, take it, 6,300, pay your bills, save some, spend some, give some, spend some, and save some. God said, do whatever you want to do, but give me 1/10 tithe. No. Look, don't look at me funny. I know there are majority of you don't pay tithe. Once in a while, when you drink and you see the bull and you come back to church, and then Pastor C prays for you, then you say, God, maybe it's the tithe. So you pay that month. After that month, you start squandering the 1/10. If God, the same God is telling you to give me 1/10 of your income, and don't ask me whether gross or net, don't ask me that question, and you are unable to give it, and you disobey him, like Eve ate the fruit that belonged to God, and then you come to church and pastor lay his hands, pastor can even dip you in a drum of oil. The same God you have disobeyed, you are expecting him to answer. We are talking about what? Disobedience, isn't it? Yeah. Punctuality to work. When you pass your interview and they said, congratulations, we're giving you the job, there's something we call job description. They give you a job description. Then under the job description, they gave you acceptance form. It means that after reading the conditions of the job description, you now accept. They say you start to work 8 o'clock in the morning, you finish 6. You have 1 hour break. So you read. They say sign here and put the date. You sign on the acceptance form. The next day you are starting work, you make sure today you put everything, you iron your shirt, everything, you are preparing your shoe. Ladies don't make their hair when they are going to work in the morning. No. They make it already, then they have something they call night cap or shower cap or whatever they put on it, so that they don't mess up the hair. There's no wise woman here who work in an office, start to work at 8, and we wait, and then 7 o'clock he's calling the hairdresser and say, may I pass by for it? No, the previous night, your dress is ironed before you go to your shoes, everything, you lay them down, so that you will not be late. You'll be able to be there by what time? 5 minutes or 10 minutes to 8. 8 o'clock you go, punctual. God says that this my church, New Life International Church, I want my servant to tell them, come to church at 10 o'clock. 10. We are talking about disobedience.